Hello, my name is Duke Walker, and I serve as the chaplain for the beloved people of Lanier Village Estates in the North Georgia Mountains. It's good to be together with you today. So we continue our series in prayer and the inner dynamics of prayer, often that are forgotten, but that are quite helpful if we want to have a vivacious and enjoyable and sustainable life of prayer. And so today, I speak to you about Exodus chapter 2. The Israelites are in slavery. It's a foundational experience for all of us who claim the Jewish or Christian faiths. Exodus 2 sees the Israelites groaning, crying out, and their cry for help because of their slavery went up to God. God heard. God remembered his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. God looked upon them, noticed them. There's a great paying attention from God toward the Israelites. The Israelites are not having a prayer meeting. They're not in a worship service. They're not at temple. Strictly the weight of their human experience defies gravity, and under the weight of it rises up to God. God is inclined towards them and listening to their experience. I'd like to suggest that our prayers will be more effective when we know that God is actually listening to us before we ever begin to speak. It's true of our conversations also. The things that we hold most dear in our lives, we are really only going to share those things with somebody that we know will hear us deeply, not judge us, will act for our good, not try to manipulate our situation to make them feel better about themselves. How might our experience of prayer change if we waited to speak until we had a sense of God's presence listening to us? Like Jesus standing in front of Lazarus' tomb, and he begins by saying, "Father, I know that you always hear me." Jesus begins with the assumption that the Father's listening. I'd offer you to begin your prayers with a time of silence, waiting for a sense of God's presence before rushing to your words. Let this connecting lead the way in prayer for you. Practice waiting on God, if you will, before you just start to speak. There are more movements in this inner dynamic of prayer that I'll be describing this year, but we'll get to those next time. As for now, take some time apart to be silent and to get a sense of God actually listening to you before you ever speak. Enjoy your life of prayer, and as always, feel free to email me at duke.walker@axlife.org your questions on prayer, and we'll process them after we get through these 5 foundational movements.